What do you think of when you think of the brand of the Utah Jazz? What do you think of? Like, do you think of purple? What color schemes
Yes,
come to mind?
purple.
When you think Utah Jazz, like purple is the color that comes to
Purple is the
mind.
color that comes to mind for me.
Yeah, I more think of the crispy white, purple, gold, green accent, like the clean cut Utah Jazz uniform.
Yeah,
That's more what
yeah.
I tend to think of. But today, I think, is a huge day for the Utah Jazz. This uniform release that we are going to get today is going to really make a huge, I think, impact on the fan base. And when we talk about who this team is, and we talk about the brand and the identity of the Utah Jazz, I think you only get so many chances to rebrand yourself. And in sports, we tend to see more uniforms. It feels like new uniforms year over year.
Right.
But how many chances do you get to do this, Jake? I think this is a huge day for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of firsts happening in the organization. Whether like yesterday on the show we mentioned that, hopefully you're not going to be trading a guy of Rudy Gobert's value and caliber too often. And when's the last time the Utah Jazz did that? When's the last time, the Utah Jazz went through an ownership change? When's the last time the Utah Jazz did a jersey rebrand? Right? These are all things that are taking place that don't normally happen. And so, yeah, I think 100%. This is a huge day. I think that we all know, based on the leaks and based on our sourcing and what we've told you and everything you've seen, that yeah, we are going to get that yellow, color palette that we've seen, or that sort of greenish look. But I'm really curious to see what the mountain jersey looks like, because I feel really good about that now, being that the note is now purple and has mountains around it. Obviously they're going to release a jersey like that. But yeah, I think the other thing we've also heard from our people at the Jazz is that the uniforms look great on the players. So we'll see. That we've heard a lot of, hey, the renderings don't do the uniforms justice. So we'll see. But what I'm telling you is that if it was my decision, I wouldn't be going with a yellow and black and white concept.
Right.
That is not Utah Jazz colors. It never has been. And this is my main point with this whole thing, as far as color selection and really doing a rebrand, if you will, is this is Ryan Smith putting his stamp on the organization. And I don't blame him for that. I'm not even criticizing him for it. I mean, I think it's necessary. But again, as we've said many, many times, this team definitely needs a win. And I'm curious. What I'm really going to be paying attention to, specifically on Twitter for Jazz fans, is what is the reaction? I mean, do people see these on? And I'll be curious to see who's at the presser, like, how they go about it. But what's the reaction? Do people hate these? Do people love them? Do people say, they're just okay? I'll buy the mountain jersey, but I'm not going to buy anything else. Like, you know what I mean? So, because right now, if you think about it, like when you go to Costco or you're in the day-to-day or you're running around and you're seeing people, I see kids and people all the time in Don jerseys, specifically the black one with the red and the orange accents, and I see that all the time. So that's why I say, like, I hope that this new uniform set that they're going to wear for most games is not a bust, but I kind of feel like there's a decent opportunity it will be.
Well, look, I think when you're coming off of a uniform like the dark jersey, the city jersey, like, I mean, that is the dark uniform was beautiful. Like, the floor was beautiful, the uniform is beautiful. Like, I think that jersey is going to be tough to beat. And you see yesterday that they completely repainted the note out front of Vivint Arena, and they put the mountains, and it's now purple with white accents. And you see that Jazz Nation has that picture on their Twitter and social of the floor that's purple with the mountain logo in the middle, bringing you back to John and Carl. And I'm just curious if that's enough to placate Utah Jazz fans, because the uniform that we've seen is less than exciting. I mean, just it to me, it's very boring.
Yeah.
It's very simple. And look, I'm not a fashionista. I wear a black T-shirt every single day on this show. Let's be honest. I'm not the guy you're going to for fashion advice in all likelihood.
Right.
But I will tell you, as somebody that collects, things like Jordans and sports memorabilia, and this uniform better pop when it is on a Utah Jazz player. Like, it better look better than the renderings. It had better look better. It had better be more attractive than the renderings that we've seen.
Right.
And you know what? that I would think that the purple mountain uniform, if that's the retro that we're going to get today, that jersey will be enough to sell a lot of.
I think a lot of people will buy those. I think a lot of people would buy those just because, especially for your Jazz fan who watch this team every day when it was Stockton and Malone. Like if you were a Jazz fan in that era and you watch that team, I think that you're all about the new Mountain uniform when it comes out. I think you are, but we'll see. And that's why I say like this is the conversation when you're rebranding. Who is ultimately going to be buying these jerseys hand over fist? Ultimately, whether the jersey sucks or it's the best thing since sliced bread, they're going to sell a lot of jerseys. They always do. It's just part of being an NBA franchise. But I think the conversation is, is it really a smashing hit? You really want these new jerseys to really bring the fan base together and say, yes, we are in a new time. Like almost like, hey, we're stepping into the next era of Jazz basketball with the Rudy trade rumors and like with the offseason looming now and like, we got new jerseys, let's put them on new players. Let's go out there and see some nice stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think 11 a.m. this morning Mountain Time, you're going to get new jerseys, and we'll see.
I'm actually really excited for it. I think it is a massive day for the Utah Jazz. I don't think there's any doubt about it that this is the first step into 2022-2023. The NBA Finals are over, which, by the way, told you. Anyway,
right.
And what did I tell
you?
I told you Steph Curry was going to win the MVP. You got my money?
No, I don't have
my
your
bread?
Money. Nope.
Where's my bread,
man?
Nope,
because you didn't say that.
Break you off at the knees.
You didn't say that.
Now you feel dumb for not betting.
That doesn't matter.
Anyway, the point is, I think today's a huge day, and I think one of the other questions that it is, as we go through the weeks and months here, can Rudy Gobert comfortably return to the Utah Jazz next season? I mean, with all the efforts that are out there, with as close as they came,
allegedly,
to trading Rudy Gobert to the Atlanta Hawks, I think one of the most pertinent questions is, can Rudy Gobert return to the Utah Jazz and be any kind of leader, have any kind of impact off the floor?
Never.
But of course he can, right? I mean, physically, he absolutely is capable of doing that. The question is, mentally and in the eyes of his teammates, is Rudy Gobert already wearing another uniform? That's a huge question for me. And the other question is, why is Donovan Mitchell not the guy that's in Salt Lake City debuting this new uniform?
Great question.
That is if this is your guy and if this is your franchise player, that's your superstar that you're building around, why is he not the guy that's going to model the new jersey?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that – so first of all, on the Rudy Gobert front, I don't think you can bring him back. I don't think that you run a player through a bunch of trade rumors and –
you think it's too far gone now?
Yeah, well, because it was too far gone during the season. I mean, you already had all these issues, and now you've combined that with, hey, we're trying to trade you. That doesn't exactly send the best message, and I don't care if Rudy – said, hey, yeah, I'd love to be here, but I'm open to something. Like, even if he said that before all this happened, you can't tell me that Rudy Gobert is comfortable with coming back to this organization knowing that they want to trade him. And I just don't buy that. Rudy Gobert, again, and this isn't a criticism. This isn't Rudy sucks. I'm not saying that. But I think we've all seen it. Rudy wants to be the centerpiece of a team. No pun intended. Like, he wants to be the guy. And that's not going to happen here in Utah. It's just not.
Well, I think it is. Hey, anytime you touch that mic, bad things happen. I think it is incredibly important that this relationship with Rudy Gobert get fixed. You got to trade him.
Yeah.
But if you bring him back, I don't see how you bring him back. I think it's incredibly uncomfortable right now to bring him back. I think it would be asking an awful lot of this team to have chemistry between Don and Rudy.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen that Don and Rudy, their chemistry is an issue. I think we had drama in the locker room last year that we all saw.
Yeah.
And I think we all saw that it had a detrimental effect on the Utah Jazz. So no, I actually don't think he can come back.
It's internal.
I don't. Yeah, it's internal, all right, Coach. I mean, there's no doubt about that. This is a huge moment in time. I again will say, I just think that this is one of the most important off seasons in the history of the Utah Jazz. I think you are watching a a birth, a new beginning. This uniform thing today is not just about uniforms. It is a step out of the old into the new.
Yeah.
This is and you've said this several times this week. This is Ryan Smith putting his stamp on this organization.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me that these uniforms are his vision.
Yeah, well, think
right?
about it. Just again, and I'll recap what I think of this just super quick. So, who's Ryan Smith? Ryan Smith is a Utah native. He grew up here. He's a lifelong Jazz fan. So, immediately what that says to me is, yeah, we're definitely going to have a Mountain throwback. No doubt about it. Retro, purple, vibing on it. Great. Okay, cool. But my problem comes in when I think about who Ryan Smith as a tech billionaire is. He is somebody who likes clean-cut things, whether we're talking process or tangible stuff that you can hold in your hand.
Yep.
So, to me, that's why you're going to get a really clean-cut, minimalist-type jersey, where it's just very simple, like nothing complicated or out there outside of the colors. And my biggest thing, the only thing I would say is color selection I felt like was poor, because we know we're getting the yellow jerseys and all that.
The blacks, the white.
Yeah, that combo that we've seen. We know we're getting that. So my biggest thing just would have been is like, that's a to me, you're stepping too far out of the realm of what Jazz colors should be. If you wanted to, tweak colors, if you wanted to sort of, a different shade here or there, sort of just redesign the jersey.
Well, I don't even know that you're stepping too far away from tradition or the brand or whatever. I just think you're at a place now where it just doesn't feel good. Yeah. And it is that thing, and you may not know this, or you may know this. Jake and I have designed several homes. We've done real estate, interior design. When you design something and you see it, you know right away if it's a smash or not.
Yeah.
You know, what is it? If it slaps or if it's cap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's the cool TikTok kids,
Yeah, the TikTok kids and stuff.
Because it's garbage.
These uniforms don't slap. They're not great. They're not fire. The Mountain jersey is going to be amazing. And my guess is that's what they're going to use as the centerpiece of this jersey release.
Yeah.
I don't believe that can be your full-time uniform. That is like your retro third uni thing. That is.
Yeah.
I think these uniforms, I don't know. The teams wear so many different jerseys nowadays. Maybe it can be. I don't know. Whatever these black, white, and yellow ones are, I am not impressed. I am not excited.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing because you need a win.
Yeah.
This team needs a win. And I think they're very smart to go back to the purple and white. The note out front was very clearly an indication that that's going to be a theme today. The new floor that, again, with all credit, I try to give credit to people where it's due. Jazz Nation, I was the first place that I saw that picture of the floor.
This is a big day for Buddy.
I mean,
this is a big day for Buddy.
Yeah, hey, and you know what? If you are on Facebook or Twitter, go follow Jazz Nation. They've been out in front on this for the most part. Give them a look, because I think you'll see if they got this right. I'm not that excited about what's going to break at 11 a.m. Mountain Time this morning. I'm not. Let's get some of your thoughts in here. Hey, Josh Martin, appreciate the $2 tip. Thank you very much. He says new uniforms are the least worry for the Jazz. Well, that's probably true. I mean, obviously player movement, changing the roster.
But there's a natural path and progression that could have taken place here. Like you can clearly see, okay, New Jersey release, Rudy Gobert trade, new players getting introduced. I mean, there's a clear progression there. And I think that you had a great opportunity to sort of stay within the bounds of what Utah Jazz colorways have always been.
Yes.
And I understand it. Look, I understand that Ryan Smith wants to be cutting edge. He wants to push the envelope. He wants to, he wants to be that guy, and he's always been that guy in business. And I understand that, and that's what I think kind of bleeds into jersey redesigns. Hey, let's get out there. Let's be out there, and let's do something radical. And I'm here to tell you jerseys are not what you should do that with. But, again, that's just me. Maybe they will look fantastic on players. By the way, did you think they did a good job rolling these out as far as the Jordan Clarkson video and
I think they had a plan. As it was explained to me, the Utah Jazz had a whole hype train all laid out. And the reaction to the original leak of the renderings was so poor, they went back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're seeing that there hasn't been a whole lot of hype. There's been one hype video, and it was Jordan Clarkson, and it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. I'm curious. I am surprised because, but then again, maybe I'm not surprised. We've had this conversation on the show that they're not great on social. They're not great at content creation.
There's
They're
only
not
one
great.
team in this town that's really good at it, and that's that team down south.
Yeah,
that's the
BYU.
only team in the town that's good at it.
BYU, with what BYU does with their equipment and uniform stuff, they're elite at it. They're fantastic at anything video, content creation, hype videos. BYU is the gold standard in this town.
That said, I do think that we are seeing little tea leaves being dropped, like the Danny Ainge interview or like the Jordan Clarkson video. I feel like they're sort of working their way up to getting, a full-on media thing going for their social media. I feel like they're working on it. They're working towards it based on what we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man. Is what it is. I'm just telling you
what
right
I would
now.
have done, just an idea, what I would have done is I would have today. So last night what I would have done is I would have sent one of my people out with like 5 of these new jerseys, let's say, or whatever. And I would have placed them in obvious areas, sort of, and I would have put that all over social media for people to go and find. That's what I would have done.
I think what I would have done is I would have made hype videos, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days. Today's the day.
Right.
And I would have done a huge video around repainting the note.
Yeah.
I would have, you know what I would have done? I would have had a release party. I would have said, hey, the first 500 fans in line at Vivint Arena, or hey, the first 500 fans, we're going to give 500 fans a raffle ticket. Get in line. The first 500 to win this raffle, we're giving you a free jersey.
Signed by Don.
I would have had Donovan Mitchell be the centerpiece of this. I would have said to Don, "Hey, we're doing a jersey release. We want you to be the face of it."
Instead of having batting practice with the Mets.
I would have had a camera crew with Don, having him taking batting practice with the Mets. This is the problem. And I know, again, I'm just saying it's awkward right now.
Yeah.
The whole thing is awkward. The whole Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert thing is awkward.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that I don't believe you have a good relationship with your players right now. I think that losing sucks.
It does.
And I love JC. Jordan Clarkson, I love you, man.
Yep.
I do. You're not the right guy to be the face of the jersey release.
Yeah.
It would have been nice had you made a Rudy Gobert trade to have DeAndre Hunter. Let's just pretend that trade happened.
Yeah, sure.
DeAndre Hunter and Donovan Mitchell walk out from behind a curtain. And who knows what they're going to do today at 11 o'clock.
Maybe they do. I mean, maybe they just roll out. And maybe this was part of keeping it under wraps.
Maybe John and Carl walk out in the purple mountain uniform.
That would be sick.
But this is the kind of stuff that you have to do.
Yeah.
We're in the content creation business. We do this for brands.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to have, we've done a lot for the BMW brand on social, right? You have to have the BMW driving. You have to have the car is the thing.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's the thing. He's the guy. I want to know what Don looks like in the new black, yellow, or white jersey. I want to know what, that to me is what you have to do. I need, like the mountain jersey, I need John and Carl to walk out in their full uniforms.
Yeah.
Short shorts and all. Let's go. I need 500 fans in a small venue cheering when John and Carl, I need fans freaking the F out when John and Carl walk out in the new the purple mountain jersey.
Right.
Are we going to get that today? I hope so. I hope there is some mind-blowing event around this jersey release because that's what we need. That's what this team needs. We need a win, Ryan Smith. Please, my guy.
Yes.
We need a win.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody have Karl Malone pull a big rig into Vivint Arena. You know, there is no amount of money that you shouldn't spend on this. Paint a tractor trailer. Paint the trailer.
Yeah.
In the new purple mount. Like, give me something spectacular. Don't give me Jazz Bear on a motorcycle. Please. Please. Give me John and Carl walking out in the Purple Mountain uniform. I'm begging you, man.
And then have Don walk out in the new one.
You know? Like, give me Brian Russell falling over to his left and then...
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay, I'll settle for Greg Ostertag. Give me John and Carl. Give me Donovan Mitchell in the new black uniform. Give me Donovan Mitchell in the new golder. And we got it, by the way, new rule on the Monty Show right now. They're not yellow, they're gold.
I don't think I can call them gold, man.
Give me...
They're not gold. They're not.
Give me Donovan Mitchell in a new uniform. Give me the goods, man. I need spectacular.
Yeah, man.
I need spectacular.
I want it.
I've got to have it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah,
that to me is so critically important because these uniforms, if they're the ones we think they are, they're not great.
But you can make them great.
But if Donovan Mitchell rolls out in that uniform, they're great. If John and Carl roll out in the new
we
Purple
got all
Mountain,
these guys.
they're great.
Listen, we got all these guys who drive Lambos, right? They drive all these badass cars.
Yes.
Why would you not have, just at a minimum, why would you not have one of these dudes rolling up in like some ridiculous car and have it wrapped and like get it, you know, he's
the
wearing
dude
the
at Ruth's
jersey.
Chris. The dude at Ruth's Chris, the valet guy said the best car he's ever driven was Jordan Clarkson's Bentley.
Yeah.
Like, dude, let's go. Let's do that. I'm telling you, it better not be Jazz Bear on a frickin' Harley. I don't need
fucking execution.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I need John and Carl wearing the Purple Mountain uniform.
Yeah.
That's what I need, man.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Okay. You know? I need John Stockton walking out with, you know, a mask on because he supports stopping the spread of... Anyway. You know.
All right, comments. What are the people saying?
Neville93 says, I effing love this show. Thank you. Raul Lopez and John Amici walk out in the purple unis. Oh, my God. Did you really just go with a John Amici reference? Amazing.
I'm going to say this again.
One round left. Amazing. Appreciate that. Josh Lovren says Quincy Lewis and Scott Padgett. Yes. Kenny says John Collins walking out in a Jazz uniform would confirm that Rudy Gobert was gone, which as much as it's needed, Utah wouldn't be ready to hear. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Josh Lovren says BYU could dress a poop in BYU blue and sell it as a Christmas stocking stuffer, and they'd sell out in minutes. BYU hype machine is crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Signed by Rudy Jake. Exactly.
Yes, dude. That's what I'm. But do you see my point? This is as I know as much as you're joking or like tongue in cheek there. It's a great point. He's
actually not. He's not.
It's a great point. Like they literally could take a pile of dung, gift wrap it in BYU blue, and do a hype video around it, and people wouldn't care that it smelled like crap because it's blue.
Royal blue, please.
Like, dude. Figure it the F out, Ryan.
With the Coug wearing the Navy hat.
Know, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Have Zach Wilson roll up in his new Lambo.
God. Unbelievable. Kenny says Andrew Wiggins final MVP.
Yeah, okay.
You should have bet me 1,000. Ryan Buckley says best way to start the day off, morning boys. What's up?
Morning.
Mitchell Harding, what's up? Mitchell Harding says, I think Tatum just got sent back to reality last night.
Dude,
Truth.
we are going to talk about that.
Truth. Greg Hawkins says, what's up, fam? What's up, Greg? Good to see you. Greg sent me a story this morning about Crown Burger closing in Central City. They're going to put, I know this is shocking here in Salt Lake. They're going to build another apartment building in the avenues.
Bet you weren't expecting this one.
awesome.
Oh,
Neville
man.
93 says, yo, it's going to be a great day. You guys was right. Curry got his 4 rings. Truth.
No, whoa, hold on.
Truth.
Oh, you guys about the ring. I was gonna say that wasn't guys on the Finals MVP.
Hello. Hey, by the way, Mont, what do you think's going to happen in the NBA Finals?
Hey, Monty.
Well, there, Monty. I think that I believe I said Golden State in 6, and that it would end so the Jazz could release their uniforms today.
Sometimes I think I just say shit.
Pimp's gonna pimp. Ryan Buckley says 11 a.m. Kenny says, how long until the new jerseys come out?
11 a.m.
Josh Levern says Donovan not showing off the uniforms isn't a great look. I agree.
But I think we cannot definitively say that yet. I agree with you that maybe they just haven't talked about it, and maybe he will be there. My hope is that he's there.
This needs to be an event.
Yeah, this needs to be a banger.
Maybe they strap a Purple Mountain jersey on a white salamander, and the thing walks out.
I'm a guy of simple taste.
That's your white salamander reference.
Dude just made a white salamander reference in a Jazz jersey conversation. Do you see how hard he's working over here? White salamanders, not iguanas.
Yeah, red iguanas. The slapper cap guy makes me want to unalive.
Unalive.
Okay. All right, Kenny. 1 round left says needs to change her name to the Utah High Viz. Could be. Josh Levern, the uniform rumors remind me of the current Marlins uniform. Stop.
Dude.
You just compared the Utah Jazz to the Florida
but
Derek
I'm
Jeters.
Telling you, dude.
I said the Florida Derek Jeters.
Yeah, and he's probably going to leave he probably left a gift basket in the office when he left. What do you want from the guy? It's what he does, right?
If you got that reference, I love you. It's 1 a.m. here. I don't know how long until the jerseys come out. Well, it's 7. You got 4 hours to go, bro.
Yeah. Might want to get on the caffeine train.
You might want to take a nap.
So I said, yeah.
Kay Nurin says, don't care about the new uniforms, just who's in them. Need new players. Wow.
Yeah, like the
Kay keeping it real.
Bro, do you know the balls it would take to have Rudy Gobert at this today? After all the trade rumors?
Oh my God.
Could you imagine if Rudy and Don were standing? There's no way Rudy can be there, dude. No way.
Well, and how much of a bag slap is it to Rudy Gobert if Donovan Mitchell is there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just thought of that.
It's a statement.
Oh,
it's a statement, man. It is a statement.
I think it's a must. I do. Today has to be theater.
Yes.
Today has to be WWF, baby.
Yeah.
The Macho Man Ryan Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah, man.
Like you have to. You have to. Wow. Who had a worse release last night, Tatum or Drake? Okay. Drake's not a good basketball player, by the way. Can we put an end to that?
He's a casual.
Okay. Josh Levern says, Jake, the gift basket had a BYU poo stocking stuffer in it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, come on, dude.
Lovren's on one today.
Yeah, he is.
Lovren, by the way, it's a 3-day weekend. It's a 3-day weekend.
and B12.
Let's go,
Yeah,
baby. Get that smoker out.
Juneteenth on Monday. Let's go.
This is fucking America.
Let's go. Jack is the ultimate hype guy. Jake, do you mean Jake's the ultimate hype guy? Kenny says, if you had to make a bet as of now, will Gobert play in a Jazz uniform again? I do not believe he will.
He will never play in a Jazz uniform, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That said, and the only reason, honestly, the only reason I say that is because I think that the money situation dictates that. Like, you don't bring in, because look at what's happened, right? Like, so you get bounced out of the playoffs, and that was really unfortunate, really rough. The way it went down was not great, just how it all felt, and they basically just ran out of gas, and, it just was a bad look. So you get run out of the playoffs. From there, then the conversation immediately shifts to money and trading Rudy Gobert because ultimately, again, no fault of Rudy's, not saying Rudy sucks. This has really nothing to do with him as an individual. But because of the money, the expectations go way up.
Lovren sending us crazy pictures of the new Jazz uniform.
Dude, get the hell out of here with ballpoint pen references.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
man.
the point is, listen, the I don't think he's going to play in another uniform because you didn't bring Danny Ainge in to do nothing. And I think that Ryan Smith wants to win a championship. Ryan Smith takes the legacy the Millers left behind very seriously. Even if he is going to release garbage uniforms today, I think he's really trying and making an effort here. And that's why I say there is going to be a deal done around Rudy Gobert. Now, whether that's with Atlanta, whether they do the DeAndre Hunter thing or they force their way into that or it turns into a 3-team, I don't know. But I'm just telling you, you don't have day after day after day after day of, hey, Rudy Gobert's going to be traded. They're trying to work with the Hawks. Then it's the Raptors. Then it's the Bulls. Then it's this team and that team. Like, all these conversations are happening. That's why I say I don't think we'll ever see Rudy Gobert in a Jazz uniform again, and I don't think he's going to be at a jersey release today. That would be shocking to me.
What will we have a John or Carl sighting today?
John. I don't think Carl. I wouldn't be surprised to see John. But I think
will there be like a stunner or a shocker?
Is Joe Ingles at the jersey release?
No, he is property of the Portland Trail Blazers.
Well, yeah, but Danny Ainge can wear Celtics here, so why can't Joe
look,
Ingles
Sarah
wear
Todd, take it easy.
Walked you right down it, baby.
Stupid. Why would you bring that up? Why would you bring this up? God damn it. Okay, so you know that I am a noted disliker of local Salt Lake City media.
I want you to listen to me.
Because they just don't do their jobs.
Right.
So last night, and I still haven't seen an image that says Danny Ainge was wearing a Celtics jockstrap, but you would think that that's what happened. Sarah Todd, Des News. Sarah Todd, Des News, beat writer, Utah Jazz, tweeting last night that she was so upset and it was uncomfortable and she was dismayed to see that Danny Ainge was in Boston supporting the Celtics in their push for a Game 7. And I'm like, are you serious? It's uncomfortable, she said, to see Danny Ainge supporting the Celtics. And supposedly he was in Celtics gear.
Danny Ainge wears a quarter zip like everywhere he goes.
That's his thing.
That's his thing. And the picture, and you can find it on Twitter, it's all over the place. But there's a picture of Danny Ainge with his hand extended to shake Steve Kerr's hand after the game. And the way the picture is sort of positioned, you can't really see precisely what logo is on the quarter zip. But admittedly, it does look like a Celtics logo. It is grainy. You can't, explicitly tell. But in my estimation, it does look like a Celtics logo. Here's the thing. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, what is the
problem?
Why is this even a talking point?
Yeah.
Danny Ainge is a Boston Celtic. Deal with it. He was drafted there. He won 2 championships as a player, a third as an executive. He won the Executive of the Year award. He was on the floor with some of the greatest Celtic teams of all time. He was on the floor for one of the greatest plays in the history of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
He's a Boston Celtic. Why is this even a conversation?
And by the way, adding to the list, he built this team. Do we just forget that? He drafted Jalen and Jason, right?
Yes.
Like, he built the core of this team. So,
why is this a thing?
So that's why I say, like, and again, I always, I never like to bash people in the media. It's not something that I enjoy. I know you do. I understand. Yeah. But like, I don't, you have to go out of your way. You got to do what Andy Larson did. You got to do what Sarah Todd's doing on Twitter to get attention on our show.
In all seriousness, you do. That's exactly right. To get us to mention you on this show.
Yeah.
As a member of the Salt Lake media, if we're going to talk about you, you've either done something really well or something really bad. This is really bad. Sarah Todd taking a shot at Danny Ainge, saying that people in the organization are uncomfortable with it, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you don't understand Danny Ainge's ties to the Boston Celtics, you're just not.
And the insinuation, like you were just saying, the insinuation that there are people in the Jazz organization who are uncomfortable with it, well, I got news for you. There's only one guy that Danny Ainge gives a damn about in that organization, and that's Ryan Smith. And I can guarantee you, Ryan Smith knew he would be there, and Ryan Smith didn't have a problem with it. Because, by the way, it's not like Danny's trying to get back with the Celtics. Danny is a basketball guy, man. Everybody, do you guys not understand? And this is what I think Sarah doesn't get. Everybody is at the NBA Finals. Everybody.
It is, as somebody who's been to a half a dozen, 6 or 8 NBA Finals, I can tell you it is one of the largest networking events in the NBA. And I don't care if Danny Ainge was wearing a Boston Celtic quarter zip. I don't care. He's a Boston Celtic. He just happens to be working for the Utah Jazz. I don't care. It means nothing to me.
Yeah.
I'm not offended by it. I'm not uncomfortable by it. Oh, he wants Boston to do. No, he doesn't. Danny Ainge is a flipping competitor.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, this is just so frustrating to me that
It's
anyway.
low cash. That's the problem.
Anyway, Josh Martin, $5 more tip. Hey, by the way, there is a tip button. It's a $sign at the bottom of the screen. If you want to contribute to the show, we appreciate that. If not, if you're here, you're contributing to the show, but we always appreciate it.
And if you use that tip, it will highlight your comment, and we will see it. It'll stand out, and then we'll read it first.
Yeah, it's highlighted largely. And Josh Martin gave us $5 to answer the question of, what's your opinion on the Deshaun Watson situation?
Oh, damn.
Sidestep, Deshaun Watson has 26 current lawsuits pending against him, and there are supposedly several more to go.
Yeah.
He's going to have at least 30 by some accounts. The NFL front office, according to ProFootballTalk.com, is split. The executive offices at the NFL is split on how to handle discipline of Deshaun Watson. There is a large swath of people in the front office that don't want to remake the Ray Rice mistake of not going far enough. But there is also another large swath of people who don't want to go too far and make a snap decision before this thing is adjudicated. So what's the right thing to do? Take him off the field with pay until this stuff is done. And then when it's done and he goes to court, then you punish him without pay, and the suspension is not retroactive. This is not rocket science. He has got 26 accusations of sexual misconduct against him by 26 different women.
Mm-hmm.
Take him off the field with pay until such a time where all of these lawsuits are done.
Well, and I think a lot of people, a secondary question a lot of people have, or that I've seen, is like, well, he hasn't been found guilty of anything, right? Like there hasn't been an official, hey, you did this and we have proof and, you're guilty. That hasn't happened. But I think, for the NFL, the issue is that he's a detriment to the league's image and brand. And by the way, obviously, as you were just saying with Ray Rice or any of the other examples, you can't, if you're the NFL, you're not going to be able to just let this kind of run on and, basically let it run itself. That's not going to work. And so that's why I say, like, I think the retroactive thing, in my opinion, I think the retroactive thing is a really interesting conversation, because if you suspend him with pay now, then you can't do retroactive. So
yeah, I agree. Totally agree. I think you're exactly right on that. All right. If you're just joining the show, we're talking about the Jazz rebrand today and the fact they're releasing their new uniform. And are you excited about that? What are your thoughts on it? Who do you think is going to be here for that? I'm really hoping for John and or Carl. I'm really hoping for a huge, shocking, stunning event. I am really hoping for an absolute show. Like, I want a show. They're going to have new floors laid out. They're like, let's do a show. Let's have a shebang. Let's get it done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think this needs to be, because if the uniform is what we think the uniform is, the uniform can't carry the event.
Right.
So I think you really need to have a shabazzle top banger.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see Donovan Mitchell roll out in that black, white, or gold jersey. I'd love to see John and Carl walk out of the tunnel together in the Purple Mountain uniform. I'm excited for this event because it can't just be, okay, well, here's some frames of our new uniforms. And by the way, here's Jazz Bear.
My word.
Look at, here's Jazz Bear. Look at the cool purple
Nice
uniform.
Harley, bro.
Yeah, and here's a video of some of our players from 1937 wearing the Purple Mountain uniform. Let's watch that video now on the large screen. Okay, well, that was a neat little video there, friends. Don't forget, season ticket packages are available. Call 1-800-we-don't-know-what-we're-doing.com to book your season tickets now. Ryan Smith is not going to take any questions, and Danny Ainge is still celebrating with the Celtics, so he's not here either. All right, we'll see you when the season starts. Thanks for coming. If that's what this is,
we got problems.
this is a huge problem.
Yeah.
Now, if they play like huge hype music and it's loud and it's proud, and if we get John and Carl walking out, and if we get Donovan Mitchell rolling out in the new uniform, and if we get Don and Jordan Clarkson and they're wearing the new one, and Carl and John are wearing the old one, and they're giving away 500 new uniforms to the first 500 fans to enter a raffle, like, hey, I'm good. And if we're doing the whole 9, and I'm good.
I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today.
If Ryan Smith is sitting there and he takes questions from the media, I'm good. If this is simply a presentation where, me and Mrs. Smith are really happy to be here in front of these new uniforms, I want to thank Johnny's Trophy Shop for framing these up for us. It's a really good job. Don't forget, Swig is going to have a concession stand at Vivint Arena this year. Get your chocolate chip cookies.
Buy tickets. Buy concessions.
If that's what this is,
That's an issue.
that's not good. That's not good at all. I want a huge event.
Yeah.
I want big time video stuff on the massive look at how big my cock is video board.
I want it.
Look how big the scoreboard is. Lower it. I want great videos. And then I want John and Carl to walk out in the Purple Mountain uniform.
Yeah.
That's what this should be. That's what this should be. One round left says Vince McMahon stepped down as CEO of WWE this morning. Well, then he's available to host this event.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Can we get John Cena too?
That would be perfect. You know what? It's funny you bring up Vince McMahon. I was talking to Mrs. Monty the other day, and I said, I can't believe I was ever a fan of professional wrestling. Because watching it now, like even the promos that run during weekend marathons of SVU, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. Jeremy Bolton says, I'm actually excited about the uniforms. I'm 40 and I don't really care that much about it. I like them regardless. I want a championship. That's it. If the colors are pink and brown and they win it all, then that's all that matters. Well,
Facts.
Winning helps everything.
but here's the reason. Now, I used to be a jersey guy. Like 20 years ago, oh man, I'd wear jerseys all the time. I don't wear jerseys now. But it makes you money. And if these jerseys are terrible, it's not going to make you the money you should be making. David Glover says, in all seriousness, not excited for the rebrand and not excited about how far we really are from any ships after last night.
Wow.
Jazz are a few huge moves away. Mitchell as one obviously isn't it. Truth Seeker says, talk Jazz, not football. Oh, my bad. Sorry. You want me to talk Jazz, Truth Seeker? Tip us $5. We'll talk about anything you want.
Yeah.
Josh Lovren says, David Glover, if you mean Kerr Krisha, Jazz have a shot at hiring him as head coach. Because they ain't hiring Steve Kerr. David Glover says, when will we contact Kerr for the coaching job since Ainge and him were together, right? I mean, obviously they shook hands. That must mean that Steve Kerr's the next head coach of the Jazz, right?
Right.
No. He beat the Jazz with Mike. So, just the Michael Jordan.
Yeah, this guy on the wall. Buddy.
Anyway, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I am excited for it. By the way, speaking of the NBA Finals last night,
Yeah.
what is Steph Curry's legacy now? Because I think this is a fascinating conversation. Because I think going into that game, obviously we talked about it yesterday on the show. Going into that game, I do think Wiggins had a real chance to win the NBA Finals MVP.
Absolutely.
And his defense was stellar, by the way. Steph earned this MVP. There's no doubt about that. His performance last night sealed this NBA Finals. There's no doubt. He's got 4 rings now, and he's got an NBA Finals MVP. And I know that your guy, because he's right there over your right shoulder, Chaboy,
Right.
Kevin Durant right there over your shoulder.
Right. This guy here. Yeah. This
You
guy.
know.
Right.
But
yeah.
has,
Yeah.
are you petting his nose?
Yeah, I was actually. I was the preferred nomenclature is caressing
Or stroking?
Caressing.
Were you
please.
stroking Kevin's nose?
Yes.
I think he is past Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I think Steph has elevated himself to a tier that is below Mike, Kobe, LeBron. But I do think that he is on the level, of if we're looking at modern era NBA, I think he is on a level of his own just below Kobe and LeBron. And I think it's not close. He's got 4 rings. He's got an NBA Finals MVP now. He's probably going to win at least 1 or 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
If he wins 6, he's past LeBron. He's past LeBron. I mean,
Yeah.
there is no doubt in my mind that if he wins 6, he passes LeBron. But I think it's really interesting that Steph Curry is an afterthought when it comes to all-time greats in this league. Like, if you look at the best players in the NBA over the last 10 years, does Steph Curry come to mind?
Oh, I think he comes to mind.
Well, not
for sure.
top of mind.
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe, certainly. I think Tim Duncan, certainly.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean,
Tim Duncan or Steph Curry?
I would take Steph.
Oh,
for sure.
Get out of here.
Steph.
You're taking Steph Curry over Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But Tim Duncan was Kobe's generation.
Well,
Steph is a generation after that.
No, I think Kobe and Steph they crossed paths, certainly.
Well, they crossed paths, yeah.
Certainly.
But what I'm saying is that Steph represents a generation after Kobe came in. Like Kobe and I mean, I hate to say this, but LeBron's been around for a long time, dude. Like a long time. But like I think that for me, I put Kobe and LeBron in the same time realm, you know. Obviously LeBron is still playing, but I think they were both, you know, in their prime playing against each other. I think Steph didn't really enter his prime until, you know, probably 2015-ish, 2016, like in that time frame. And LeBron had already been playing for a really long time. So when I look at this, what I say is I think what Steph needs to do to pass LeBron is, yeah, he'd need 6. And I think that it would have to be a situation where LeBron doesn't win again. Because if LeBron wins again, that changes the conversation. The issue for LeBron, as it's always been, is that he's been to a ton of NBA finals.
Yeah.
It's both his greatest strength and his greatest weakness as far as his historical case is concerned. Because on one hand, I can say, hey, man, this guy's been in the NBA finals a ton of times. But inherently, that means you lost a bunch. And why do we play the game? To win the game. So what do you put more weight on? That's the thing. So when I look at Steph, what I say is, hey, there's no doubt about it, this guy's an all-time great, revolutionized the game, winner, has won before, during, and after Kevin Durant's time with the Warriors. So I think he's an all-time great. But I do think it's really difficult to stack him up amongst the all-time greats and like where he falls.
Tony Parker or Steph Curry? Because Tony Parker's got 4. You got to take Tony Parker.
Why?
Because I mean, he's not arguably, he's the best international point guard ever.
Okay.
He is the leader of one of the best dynasties in the history of professional sports.
But that doesn't give him an edge over the Warriors, right?
Oh man.
But I'm being
those
serious.
Spurs
like, what
teams
are the things
versus
that
those
separate?
Warriors teams.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, Steph is the leader of one of the greatest dynasties we've seen. Tony Parker is the leader of one of the greatest dynasties
one of the
we've
things
seen.
that you really have to tip your cap to the Spurs on is that 2014 championship.
Yeah.
It's 11 years after their first one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's too close to call. I think they're very close. I would lean towards, like, I'd take Steph over Manu Ginobili. I think Manu wasn't the main dude on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Steph, he's the guy.
Yeah.
I look at Tony Parker, him and Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan doesn't happen without Tony Parker.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Tony Parker doesn't happen without Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
But I look at some of the other guys that have, I mean, Tony Parker or Steph Curry. Okay, Steph Curry or Will Perdue. Do you know who Will Perdue is?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, never heard, buddy. No.
You've never heard of Will Perdue?
No.
Wow,
No.
that hurts.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Steph is an all-timer. There's no doubt about that. I mean, without question, he's the best three-point shooter ever.
Yeah.
But if I look at some of these are the names that have 4 rings. Vern Mickelson. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
Frank Saul. Do you know
Nope.
who that is? Okay. You know, I look in the modern era, Shaquille O'Neal or Steph Curry.
Man, that is. I think you have to take Shaq, but
You have to.
like
You have to.
but see,
Because
here's my
he won
problem.
3. He won 3 in a row with the Lakers and then went to Miami and won another one.
Which and that I think is super important for Shaq's case. But my problem is that, and this is why it's so difficult to rank Steph, because when you say, hey, this is Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
This is the most dominant player the league's ever seen. And that's not an exaggeration. And if you disagree with it, go back and watch the tape. He was the most, and I think to this day, dominant player the league's ever seen. The problem is that Steph's done just as much winning, and he's done it with a variety of different players.
Oh,
and I think
like that.
And I think that culturally, Steph is better culturally speaking. Culturally speaking, with his guys, Steph is better than LeBron. Steph is better than Kevin Durant. Steph is better than Kobe Bryant, and he's definitely better than Michael Jordan.
Man, Steph is better
with his guys, relationship wise, culture, like his guys
better than
liking
Kobe.
Guys liking playing with him and wanting to come and play with him.
I totally disagree. I think they're very similar. LeBron and Steph are.
Steph isn't an asshole in the locker room.
LeBron and Steph are completely different. Kobe and Steph are very similar. Kobe wasn't an asshole in the locker room. He wasn't. He was an alpha dog in the locker room.
What's the difference? The
difference is that was Kobe's team. And when Kobe had to win a ring without Shaq. Had to. Had to. I'm taking Kobe far more over Steph Curry. That's not even close. But if I look at the name you got to ask yourself now is Steph Curry or Dwayne Wade, because D Wade's got 3, Steph has now 4.
D Wade wouldn't have 3 without LeBron. That's the problem. D Wade never did.
Well, would Steph have 4 without KD? Would Steph have 4 without Curry? Or would Steph have 4 without Clay and Dre? I mean, your team is what makes you. Would Mike have 6 without Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, Will Perdue?
Yeah, but none of those guys are LeBron James, with all due respect. None of those guys are the best player in the league, with all due respect.
I mean, there's something to that.
I mean,
I think there's something to that. I think you got to nod Steph over Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, I mean, I think Steph's...
You have to.
See, and but again, this is why it's so damn difficult, because Steph Curry's not 6'6", 280 pounds, right? Steph Curry is a really just unique player, man, with the way he goes about it. I mean, being able to do this when most of your chances come from 3-point range is another conversation in and of itself. I mean, Michael did not. Kobe did not. Dwayne Wade did not do all their stuff from 3.
No.
But
look at LeBron. The reason that I give so much credit to LeBron James in this conversation is because he did it with 3 different teams. He won 4 championships on 3 different teams, and arguably, he's the reason the Lakers won that championship in the bubble. Arguably, not arguably, he's the only reason the Cavs won that championship.
Well, and what's the biggest calling card for LeBron over Steph? The 3-1 comeback to beat him.
Yeah.
That's the biggest calling card. That's why I say, I think head up, you got to edge LeBron.
Woo.
But I think if Steph gets to 6, that changes things, because then he's going to be able to say...
Well, if Steph gets to 5 and LeBron does not, because LeBron's got 1 more ring in him. That's it.
Yeah.
Steph could win 3-4 more.
Yeah.
There's no reason that Steph Curry, if with Bob Myers as his general manager, the Lakers as his owner, Steve Kerr as his head coach, there is no reason that the Golden State Warriors won't win 3-4 more titles in the next 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph's probably got at least 5 to 7 years left in him, at least. So he could win. He could be the Tom Brady of the NBA. I mean, he is on track to do that because he's in the best organization in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to beat the Golden State Warriors in the way they do business.
Yes.
And to me, Steph could win. Steph could double up on what he's got now. There's no doubt about that. He's not going to win 10. He's not going to be Boston Celtic winning 10.
Yeah.
This league has got too much parity in it. The Golden State Warriors were by far the best team in the West this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Health, your mom, there's a lot of factors.
Willingness to play, desire to keep playing. That's another thing that I think is really fascinating.
And Steph talked about he's not done, not close to done.
Yeah.
I think he wants a couple of more of those MVP trophies too. Yeah. So we'll see. Wade won 2 with LeBron James. He did. Correct. Kenny said Steph is a GOAT at point guard. Gabe Ledley said, would KD have any without Steph?
No. Nope. And that's why I say I think Steph winning this title the way he did, and after the 2 seasons of them just struggling because of injuries and everything they went through, that's why I think Steph is ahead of Kevin Durant. And look, I own
Does
it.
Kevin regret leaving Golden State?
Oh, I'm sure he does. But at the same time, he's got to get out and win one on his own. I mean, that's got to happen, dude. I mean,
he has got to go and not, if he wins one in Brooklyn, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But, you just have to figure, Kevin's got to win a couple more.
Because right now, Kevin's legacy, honestly, yes, I would say Kevin Durant is a winner. But the problem is, is that I don't think he's going to be remembered for all the championships he won at this point. I think he's going to be remembered as the best scorer the league's ever seen. That's what I think
and
his
my
legacy
question is, what happens if the owner of Oklahoma City doesn't screw the city of Seattle and the Sonics are still a thing? Is Kevin Durant still in green and gold? I think there's a real chance he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Spencer Morgan says we need to have a culture where it's okay to wait for evidence process to prove something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's related to Deshaun. I think that's a great point. I think you're exactly right. Big Dog O-Town, the Tony Parker Curry argument got to go with Curry because of his 3-point shooting. This man is a bona fide assassin. He is.
Yeah, dude.
He absolutely is.
Yeah.
And
Shout to Mobamba.
Yeah, I think Big Dog, you're right. There's no doubt about this. I think these conversations are fascinating because there's no right or wrong.
There's no criteria.
Yeah, and there's no winner or loser. We're just chopping it up on the NBA, and I think that's what's great about this show. That's why we love doing this show every day. I mean, it is. You think about Steph Curry in the history of guys. Think about who he's chasing. Here are the guys that have won 5: Tim Duncan, Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, Steve Kerr, Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman, Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper, Don Nelson. Like, think about the guys who have 6. Pippen, Michael Jordan, Kareem, and Bob Cousy.
Dude, 6 is elite. 6 is elite.
Put yourself in that group. How many guys have 7 rings? Only one you've ever heard of, Robert Horry. Right? 8, you got to go back to the Celtics. Satch Sanders, John Havlicek, Casey Jones, Tommy Heinsohn. 10, Sam Jones. 11, there's only one in Bill Russell. Think about what Steph Curry has the opportunity to do now.
Yeah.
He can get to 7. I'm telling you, the guy can get to 7. If he puts himself with Robert Horry, Frank Ramsey, he'd be the best to ever win 7.
Yeah.
He would be an all-time great player. He could arguably be the best player of his generation. You don't accidentally win 7 rings.
Yeah.
Robert Horry didn't accidentally win 7 rings.
And that's, I think, a great point. You know, when you look at these guys and you know, like if you look at LeBron's career, yeah, you don't accidentally win 4. I agree with that. But I also think that, you know, what really hurts LeBron is all the ring chasing. He is the poster child for it. And I think that will kind of.
But why is that a bad thing?
Because I think that I think that one-team guys are a dying breed. Steph Curry, to me, is the last great one-team guy.
But see, this is what I say about my guy Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to leave Phoenix to win a championship, in my opinion. Like there's a, I was told last night by an NBA source that I trust that the Rockets and the Suns are talking about a deal that centers around DeAndre Ayton and John Wall. And if that trade happens, I think Phoenix has a great chance to win a championship. Now we need to see what else comes their way, how they build that team, how does John Wall fit in with Book and CP3, like a lot of questions. They're a better team without DeAndre Ayton and with John Wall. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But Devin Booker's probably got to go to the Lakers to win a championship. Is he a ring chaser if he does that? No, he's not.
I think what's interesting about the ring chasing thing is that it depends on the situation you go to. Kevin Durant, you're a ring chaser.
Yes.
When you went to the Warriors to win a ring, you're a ring chaser.
Yes.
If you go to, you know, if Book goes to the Lakers and wins a championship with LeBron and Anthony Davis, I think that's a really dynamic conversation because I can make a really strong case that Book, while yes, he went there to win a championship, he's not going there. LeBron is not the best player in the league right now. I want to put that to bed. He is one of the best, but he's not the best guy in the league. I don't think.
So the best player in the league
I think that conversation centers around Giannis or Steph right now. I think that those two guys can do things that other guys just can't
I'm
do.
not taking anybody but Kevin Durant. When you ask me who's the one player in the NBA that's singularly the best player, it's Kevin fucking Durant. Like,
okay,
it's
cool.
not, excuse
Kevin
my
Durant.
French.
Fine.
Excuse my French. I know that there's a big conversation about how much we do or don't curse on this show. But I'm telling you, Kevin Durant's the best player in the NBA.
Okay, Kevin Durant. My point is, Book on LA, I wouldn't categorize that as him ring chasing in a really bad fashion because he's not going to the best team in the league, like Kevin Durant.
He's not
did with the
KD
Warriors.
going to the Warriors.
Yeah,
He's not
you know
LeBron
what I mean? Like,
taking Chris Bosh to the Heat with Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, like it's different.
I agree with that.
It's totally
Yeah.
different. And that said, while we have Book, because I know we have to move on here, we got to get going. But I think last night Jason Tatum really hurt his legacy. And he has a lot of proving to do. You're the only player in NBA Finals history to have turned it over 100 times in the NBA Finals, number one. Number two, you have now failed to win a championship, 4 years in a row? You lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to LeBron. You got to the NBA Finals this year in what was an amazing story, and you lost to Steph, which I think really hurts. And now you're going to have to figure out what the future is. Because I got news for you. Early in the Eastern Conference Finals, I was a big Jaylen Brown proponent. I was really impressed.
Dude, you're exact. He turned the ball. Jason Tatum
100
turned
times.
it over 100 times in the playoffs.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Jason Tatum turned the ball over 100 times.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God. Tatum shot 31% from the field with 23 turnovers in the finals, finishing the playoffs with a record 100 turnovers, the most by any player in an NBA postseason history.
When I go back and look at what Book did in the NBA Finals, you have to take Devin Booker over Jason Tatum right now. You have to.
Yeah, sadly, I think the Suns are going to melt down over Robert Sarver. Like this whole thing where this lady quit and another scandal.
But it'll facilitate Book's exit.
I think it will.
That's what needs to happen.
I think Book is going to wind up leaving. And I think the only place he would ever go and play is LA because of his relationship with Kobe. But I wouldn't call that ring chasing. But anyway, the point is, I think Kevin Durant's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
B, I think that Steph Curry can win. I think he can win 7 championships. And C, unfortunately, and I asked you this last night while we were watching what did I ask you when the Warriors were getting that trophy?
I don't remember.
What would it be like if that was at Vivint Arena?
Oh,
and Donovan Mitchell was the one raising that trophy over his head.
He needs to be there today, dude. Don needs to be there today.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, exactly right, Gabe Ledley. Please don't get Coach Lovren going on Seattle. Josh, go to Starbucks.
I don't blame you, dude. I'd be pissed too.
Tanner says, what's your guy's definition of ring chaser? Well, it's the guy who goes to, it's Kevin Durant going to Golden State, joining Steph, Clay, and Dre to win a ring.
You're joining a situation that was already championship material so that you can win a ring.
You're a topper.
You didn't, exactly. You didn't go to a situation that desperately needed a player to have a chance just to play for a championship.
You didn't go to Miami. LeBron brought Chris Bosh to Miami, and it's ring chasing, no doubt about it. But he made it a place where they could win a ring.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Karl Malone going to the Lakers was ring chasing.
Yes.
That's a disgrace. That's ring chasing. Book going to LA, I don't think could be ring chasing. I really don't. Kenny says, not even I have made that many turnovers in the finals. Get good, scrub.
It's wild.
100 turnovers in the postseason.
It's insane, dude. Like
I said 100.
Yeah.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
100 turnovers in a postseason. That's incredible.
And you wonder why most of their series win 7 games.
Good Lord. Well, Josh, you're not wrong. Devin Booker would be chasing Kobe's ghost if he ends up in LA.
But that's not ring chasing.
Yeah. No,
that's different.
But I think it's the problem for guys like Tatum and the problem for guys like Book is every time you do something like turn the ball over 100 times and lose in the finals, all you're doing is adding another level to the mountain.
Yep.
You're just adding another 100 feet to the mountain.
Yep.